You wake up late at night, your room is quiet, your phone glowing in your hand. You tell yourself it's just a habit, just a quick escape, nothing serious. But deep down, there's a strange feeling you can't ignore. The more you chase that moment of pleasure, the emptier it feels afterward. And maybe you've noticed the cycle. You promise yourself it's the last time. Yet somehow you end up right back in the same place again. If you've ever felt this way, listen closely, because what you're experiencing might not be about desire at all. It might be something deeper inside you asking to be understood. Many psychologists, including thinkers like Carl Jung, believed that when people fall into repetitive habits or addictions, they are often trying to escape something painful within themselves rather than chasing pleasure. The desire is not the real problem, it's simply the signal. Think about those moments when the urge appears. Often it arrives in silence. Not peaceful silence, but the kind that feels heavy. The kind you feel when you are alone with your thoughts, when there's nothing to distract you from emotions you've been pushing away. So you reach for something, your phone, a fantasy, a quick dopamine hit, anything that fills that silence. But what if the silence itself is trying to tell you something? Jung described a concept called the shadow, the hidden part of ourselves that holds emotions we didn't know how to deal with. Loneliness, rejection, shame, old memories. Instead of facing those feelings, we bury them. And sometimes our habits become the mask those feelings wear. It shows up as craving, excitement, temptation. But underneath it might simply be a wounded part of you asking to be seen. Now here's something most people misunderstand. Pleasure is not the same thing as happiness. When your brain anticipates a reward, it releases dopamine. Dopamine isn't joy. It's the promise of joy. It's that surge of anticipation that tells your brain something good is coming. The problem is that anticipation can be addictive. The click, the scroll, the chase. It feels like you're about to receive something meaningful. But when the moment ends, you're left with the same emptiness you started with. True fulfillment works differently. It's quieter. It doesn't scream for your attention. It grows slowly through connection, purpose, creativity, and presence in the real world. And sometimes the deeper truth goes even further back. Inside every adult is a younger version of themselves, a child who once needed love, safety, and validation. If those needs weren't fully met, the mind finds creative ways to cope. Some people bury themselves in work, others seek attention, and some escape into fantasy or quick pleasure. Not because they are weak, but because a part of them is still searching for the warmth and reassurance they once needed. That younger part of you isn't asking for indulgence. It's asking to feel valued, understood, and safe. But here's the turning point most people never talk about. Habits like this often grow stronger when life feels empty or meaningless, when your days feel repetitive, when you don't feel excited about what you're building. The mind naturally reaches for quick stimulation. It's like someone starving who keeps eating junk food, not because it's good for them, but because it's the only thing available in the moment. That's why people who break free from destructive patterns usually don't just remove the habit. They replace the emptiness with something bigger, a purpose, a creative mission, a goal that makes waking up feel meaningful again. And if you're still listening right now, pause for a second. Because if this message is resonating with you, if even a small part of you feels understood right now, then you're exactly the kind of person this channel is for. So take 1 second, tap the like button, and subscribe to the channel. Not because numbers matter, but because this community is about exploring the mind, understanding ourselves, and becoming stronger together. Now let's continue, because the story gets even more interesting. There's another psychological twist that happens when someone tries to change their habits. You might go days, maybe even weeks, feeling like you've finally gained control. Then suddenly, the urge comes back stronger than ever. Many people think this means they failed, but in many cases it means the opposite. The human mind loves familiarity. Your brain is wired to protect the identity it already knows, even if that identity includes unhealthy patterns. So when you begin to change, the mind pushes back. It throws temptations, memories, and cravings at you, trying to pull you back into the old routine. Not because you're weak, but because your brain is adjusting to a new version of you. Another stage appears after the thrill disappears. At first, the habit might feel exciting, but over time it becomes mechanical, empty. You repeat it without even enjoying it anymore. This stage is dangerous because it turns the habit into emotional anesthesia. Instead of chasing pleasure, you're simply avoiding discomfort. And slowly, that numbness spreads. Life feels flatter. Conversations feel less interesting. Motivation fades. But if you've noticed this happening, that awareness is actually a powerful sign. It means a part of you is waking up. Eventually, something surprising happens. The craving begins to fade. Not because you fought it every second, but because it slowly loses its hold on your mind. One day, you realize you went through the whole day without thinking about it. At first, that silence feels strange, almost uncomfortable. Many people mistake it for emptiness and run back to the old habit. But that silence isn't emptiness. It's space. Space for new passions, deeper relationships, creativity, and purpose to grow. True strength isn't about never feeling temptation again. It's about recognizing it without letting it control you. The shadow inside you, the part capable of falling into old patterns, never completely disappears. But when you understand it, it stops leading your life. Instead of reacting automatically, you begin choosing consciously. And that's the real transformation. You're no longer someone running away from themselves. You become someone who understands themselves. So after this video ends, take a moment to sit quietly with your thoughts. Ask yourself one honest question. What am I actually searching for when I chase these habits? Is it excitement or connection? Is it pleasure or relief from something deeper? Because once you start asking that question, something powerful happens. The unconscious parts of your mind begin to reveal themselves. And as Carl Jung once suggested, when you make the unconscious visible, it stops controlling your life from the shadows. And maybe that's the real beginning. Not the end of a habit, but the beginning of understanding who you truly are underneath it all.